Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Let's Go Fishing South Florida. Today I'm here with Angel at Biscayne National Park and we're doing a little bait run for tomorrow's adventure. So stay tuned.
We're taking all contestants.
Let's go, let's go. Let's go fishing. Let's go fishing. Yeah.
There's some big ones in here. Angel hooked up on a nice looking pinfish right there.
If a cuda doesn't take it,
Oh yeah, I see that cuda right there. I saw him.
Don't think about it.
There you go. Check it out.
This is bait.
All right, let's see if we can get one. Dude, the cudas are stacking up over here now.
I know. They're noticing the commotion.
You can see there's one cuda there and one cuda over there. Oh, we just got bit. There it is. Hooked up.
Boy, you didn't waste no time at all.
All right, they're down there thick.
Good size one too.
Yeah. Ooh, look at him. Nice pinfish.
That's a biggie. That's a biggie.
Get him in your bag there. Whew. All right, you guys, so there you go. We got some pinfish in there. That's what we're after today. And I think another dozen or so and we're good to go.
We could go now.
Here's our rig for today. And we're just using pieces of squid, a number 6 gold hook, I think it is. And we're just casting out there and catching the pinfish. But we only came here for the pinfish. Now we're going to show you what we're going to do with them.
Meanwhile, we're medium rare. It's hot.
All right, you guys, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you right quick. I'm going to do one. And all I'm doing is cutting off the tail, cut off the top fin. Then we're going to cut off the bottom fin. Basically, you want to remove all the fins. All right. Normally, I would scale it, but this time around, I'm not going to do it because I want to create a big mess in the kitchen. So I'm just going to start chunking the bait like so. And we're going to do like 1 inch, I guess, chunks. Going all the way down. All the way down like that. This gave me 4 chunks right there, 4 nice chunks. Now a lot of people normally would throw away the head, but here's a little trick I'm going to share with you. You go right across the mouth. And now you have 5 baits. You see all that meat that's in there? Snapper and anything else would actually hit that. So what we're going to do here, we're going to place it in a bag. Rinse my hands real quick. And then we're going to take regular sea salt. You guys see that? Just regular sea salt. Do not get the one with iodide in it. You want it just plain. And we're going to pour some in there. About that much sea salt. And then we're going to pack this bag halfway up. And then we're going to fill the rest with water. But first, we got to get all these fish cleaned up first. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to show you afterwards what it's going to look like. All right, you guys, that's what we're doing right there. Now let me explain. Here's how I do it. First, I fill it up with salt. Let's see if I can get it up there. I'm filling it up with salt. Now we got to fill it up with water just to cover the bait. And I'm going to show you how I remove a lot of the air from here, okay? Let me get some water right quick. Okay, so we filled up the water right above the bait, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to start zip locking this thing down a little bit. Not all the way to the edge. Now we're going to squeeze it down to remove the air. We should open up a little bit more on this end. There we go. And we're going to push the water up. Once the water starts coming out of the bag, seal it. And you pretty much got an airtight seal right there. Now all you got to do now is shake the bag around to get that salt flowing. Now I know some of you guys are asking, why do we do this to our baits, right? Well, the salt basically kills all the germs and bacteria that grows on the fish, making it soft and mushy and worthless pretty much. This preserves it. Now, a lot of people, what they like to do is they'll take these bags and they'll throw them in the freezer and freeze them. If I'm going fishing tomorrow, that's not what I want to do, because what happens when you freeze your bait, it expands the meat of the fish, and when you thaw it out, the bait is mushy. So what you want to do is just get them cold. If you're using it the next day, get them cold, keep them cold, and the bait will stay nice and firm, super fresh all day. And there you go, fresh bait. Let's go fishing. In the Keys, you guys, I'm not gonna lie, I already caught 3 nice sized snappers. Angel, still working on it.
I had a mutton and a mangrove, but they're all short.
Yeah, a little short, but we're gonna keep going and see what happens.
It isn't bound because it's coming in.
Big snapper. Look at the size of that snapper, you guys. What? Nice.
And somebody else's line too.
Yeah. All right, you guys, that was a fun and little interesting spot right there.
Very interesting.
We lost a lot of rigs, but yeah, you know what? We got a couple of snappers out of there. We got 4 so far.
Need
So
6 more.
we're gonna go hit up another spot before we get out of here, and hopefully everything is a lot better.
We're going to donate a lot of bait otherwise.
Hey, what's up everybody? Here we are with our 4th snapper right here. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is being the biggest. I think this is second, 3rd biggest, and this is the smallest, coming in at I think 11.5 inches. But I'm gonna show you guys how we're gonna cook them tonight, and the ingredients we're gonna need are very simple. We have onions, sliced red bell peppers, and green olives. We have 8 green olives. We cut them in quarters. This part right here, this is optional. These are squash that my wife raises in the backyard. Check this out. Look how big they are. So that's all you need. Like I said, this is optional, but everything else you're gonna need. And you're gonna need tomato sauce right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fillet these snapper real quick. I'm gonna show you how I do one, finish it off, and then we're gonna start cooking. All right, so here's my first snapper that I'm gonna fillet. Right here, I'm just gonna go under that pec fin, come up on the head, follow the spine straight down. Just like that, and go all the way across. Sorry if you can't see that. I'm wearing this camera all wrong, I think. We're gonna cut just to right there. We're gonna follow this fillet out. And then we're going to follow it against the skin. I'm having a little issue with my elbow today. All right. We're going to remove the pin bones. They're right about here. That's all you got to do, just like that. Remove the pin bones. A lot of people like to pluck them out, but I just cut the whole thing, section out. Then we're going to go ahead and cut the fillet in half. We'll go ahead and leave this one. Oh, we'll go ahead and cut it in half. Put it in our bowl right there. Then we're going to just chunk it up a little bit, just like that. And that's it. We're just making little chunks like this. And we're going to do all the rest of the fish and do the same thing. So when I'm done, we'll come back to what we're going to do next. All right, guys, we finished filleting all the snapper. Here they go right here, all our little chunks. The next thing you want to do is wash them all off, because some of them will still have some scales that fell off while you're filleting them, like that. And you want to check for bones. So we're going to wash them off. Oh, and here's a really cool thing. If you want to do this, you could add a squeeze of lemon or lime to the water. Got to add a little flavor while you're doing this. There we go. That one's good. And we're going to do that to all the chunks. We're going to go through them, check for bones, remove any scales that might be on them. Like I thought I felt something there. Nope. Okay, move them to a plate. And you continue that until you're all done with all of them. Make sure there's nothing on them, no bones, no scales. Okay? All right, and there we have it. All nice and clean, no scales, no bones. Now I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do next. All right, you guys, here's what we're gonna do next. We got our pan heated up. On our stove, it's a number 7. I think that's like a medium high heat. Okay, we're gonna use some olive oil. This happens to be sunflower oil and extra virgin olive oil. We're gonna pour some in there, like that. And then we're gonna use adobo all-purpose seasoning. We're just gonna toss it in there, like so. And then we're gonna add our onions, the bell peppers. Now you guys, if you want, you could add garlic to it. I just happen to not have any, I should say. That would have came out great, but we don't have any. We're gonna throw all the olives in there. Okay, now the squash, you leave it for last, because this stuff cooks just about at the same time as the fish does. Now what we're gonna do is keep stirring this down until it gets a little soft. And then we're gonna add our tomato sauce. We're just gonna sweat it a little bit. I guess that's what the chefs call it, they sweat it. I should just stick it outside. This heat's so hot, just sweat on its own. So we're just gonna mix that around a little bit. All right, and then I guess that's good. We're gonna go ahead and add our tomato sauce. Okay, stir that around. Let that cook for like a minute or a minute. Yeah, about a minute. And then we're gonna add water to this. So let's leave that cooking, and we're gonna add our water. All right, guys. Actually, we did have garlic. We had minced garlic. Sandra just told me about it. It was hiding behind somewhere in the kitchen, in the door somewhere. So we went ahead and added 1 spoonful of garlic to this. Now we're gonna still cook this down for like a minute, and then we're gonna add our water. Boy, we got lucky with the garlic. If you guys can smell this now. All right, you guys, now we're just gonna add a little bit of pepper, or we sweat it down a little bit, just a little bit. You don't need to add more salt because that adobo stuff has a lot of salt in it. You're gonna take 1 can of that tomato sauce that we used, add the water. Now we're gonna let that boil. We might have to add another can of this. This is what, 8 ounces? So we might have to add another can just to get the water up, and then let it reduce a little bit. All right, you guys, this has been boiling for about 5 minutes. I did have to use an extra 8-ounce can of water in there, and it reduced a little bit right there. That's how you want it, a little soupy right there. That's perfect. Now we're gonna add the squash. Remember, this is optional, you don't have to do it, but this is like our little summertime recipe that Sandra and I like to do. Oh, there we go. Let me mix that in. And since this cooks, the squash cooks really fast, so we're gonna go ahead and add our fish to it. And once that fish is cooked and that squash is pretty soft, we are done. Well, you don't want it really soft, you just want it firm, a little bit firm. We're gonna mix that all in. Okay. Now we're gonna cover it. Leave the lid off just a slightly like that. And in about, I say about 10 minutes, we'll be eating. 5 minutes have passed. We're gonna take a quick look. Oh my God, look at that. Nice chunks of squash. You got all that snapper in there, onions. Oh my God, this is gonna be really good. We're just gonna wait for the rice to finish cooking, and we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you what we do with that, and then we're gonna do a taste test. Right now, since it's done, we're gonna go ahead and cap that up, turn off our stove, and let it sit. That's all you gotta do. Okay, you guys, Sandra made a little bowl of jasmine rice right there. Now we're gonna add our fish that we made to that. Get some of that squash. I love squash. Just like that. Oh, it's getting steamy up in here. We're gonna add some of that juice into it. Let me see if I clean off that lens. There we go. And there we have it. Let's take it to the kitchen over here and see what we're gonna do next. All right, you guys, there we go. We are finished. We have our summertime snapper dinner thing mix we had going on. I don't even know what to call it. Over a bed of rice, jasmine rice that Sandra made. Now, what I like to do is grab a lime, squeeze it all on top. Look at that chunky snapper right there. I'm waiting to eat you in a minute. All right, so we're gonna give it a taste test. I'm gonna get some of that squash. I'm gonna get that bell pepper and a chunk of snapper in there. Oh my God. Man, you guys gotta try this out. It is good. Wow. And I got this Sandra from I got this recipe from Sandra, who learned it from her father. Man, this is really good. You guys give it a try. And I'm gonna finish off this plate. Until next time, you know what? I'm gonna just take another bite, man. Until next time, have a good one. Wow, hot. Keep chasing wild. We're out of here. I'm eating. Woo! This is great.
Let's go, let's go. Let's go fishing. Let's go fishing. Yeah.
There's some big ones in here.